Hey guys, before we start the video, I just wanted to give a huge thanks to everybody and their continued support for the last few videos. We did hit 300 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. I really had fun making those videos, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed them. These are just going to be my updated 2025 Deadside settings. They're more quality and PvP based, but I hope you guys get some good use out of them. Again, thank you very much and enjoy the video. Alright, so starting off on your desktop, what we're going to do is right click, show more options in a video control panel. It's going to open up this window here, and where we want to go is manage 3D settings. We're going to go to program settings, and if you don't have Deadside in this little drop down here, what you're going to want to do is select add, make sure your game's running. You'll be able to sort by recently used, and it'll show Deadside with the little Unreal Engine logo. You're just going to want to select that and click add selected program. It's not on here because I haven't recently ran it, but it'll look exactly like this one does here, and it'll pop up on this list. It'll say you and Deadside. You're going to want to select that, let it update. I haven't messed around with any of these settings other than low latency mode. You're going to want to keep that off. And scrolling down a little further, we're going to start a power management mode. You're going to have it set to normal, preferred refresh rate on your main monitor, highest available. For texture filtering, you're going to want to have on, allow, high performance, on, and off. Those are just the settings for NVIDIA control panel, and now we can go ahead and go to the game side of things. Alright, so starting with the game side of things, we're going to go to settings, game, I have language set to English, show pop-up messages on, and chat close after sending on. So what close after sending is going to do, as soon as you send a message, it's just going to obviously close it. Show pop-up messages, that's going to be everybody typing in chat, so if somebody sends a message, it'll pop up and show it to you. I have this on, sometimes I'll have it different, but other than that I don't change it. Camera position, I have it set to auto, so this is when you're leaning. It'll start with either left or right. I just have it set to auto. Tracers I leave on because they do help sometimes. I have hide electronic codes on because sometimes I do stream and I want those codes to be a little hidden. I don't hide the server name. Sometimes I have it on, sometimes I have it off. These are just, preferred, but these are my settings. Show tips in the main menu, I have off. If you put those on, it'll just have this little tip on the bottom here. I leave those off because it kind of fills the screen. The map sector names, these are going to be the lettering and number coding, so it'll tell you where they're at. I just leave this on, they're pretty nice. Starting off from my graphics settings, I run borderless windowed, so it kind of gives me, I feel like it gives more of a frame boost for me, but mostly it's just for convenience. I do tab out a lot, and it kind of just lets me, go in between those tabs. So I leave that on borderless windowed. I do run 1440, so you can just set that to whatever you run. It's really personal preference. Sometimes I do play on 1920 by 1440, but just for now, for quality, I'm on 1440. VSync, I leave off. I haven't messed around with that too much. I feel like it just adds too much input latency for me, so don't mess around with it. Quick settings, this is just going to let you customize those presets and whatnot. Other than that, I keep view distance low. That's going to help you see players in bushes, so this doesn't change the player render at all. It does change base render, so you might have a little advantage there. I think right around the 200 mark is where it doesn't render bushes, so I keep this as low because if you're looking at a player and they're like 200 meters out, you're going to be able to see them in that bush, and it's not going to render the bush, so I keep that at low. 8-night aliasing I have high. It's not too big of a jump, but it's just going to be fixing those jagged edges you see right here in the shadows. I go ahead and leave that at high because I run post-processing at high. If you run low, I'd recommend just medium anti-aliasing. Honestly, just depends on what graphics card you have, but I keep it at high because it kind of just, I don't know, it smooths it out more for me. The reason I run high post-processing is you can see it makes the game a little brighter. If you look at the difference between medium and high, it does make it a little brighter. It adds that little glow to the game. I run it at high. Shadows, you can run it low or medium. It really brightens it up. I feel like it kind of helps set the atmosphere. You're going to be able to see it a lot easier if you run post-processing on low and low shadows. You'll be able to see those shadows still, but I just keep those both at high. Textures, I'm going to be keeping it high. Kind of helps the gun model, kind of helps the scope render. It's going to be showing those little details on the wall. I just think it makes the game look a little bit better. Effects, This is going to be grenades, smokes, stuff like that. How full they are, you know, how much the explosion, how much the detail that is. I go ahead and keep that on low. I don't really want it crowding up too much, and there's already pretty much good detail that they add on that. Foliage I keep on low. It's how full the grass is. You can see it right here. It doesn't really have too much of an effect, but I just keep it on low. FOV. I would run max on 110, but I feel like 108 is just a little sweet spot, just that too lower that kind of helps with recoil. Other than that, this is obviously personal preference. These are just my settings, but I keep that at 108. Third person, I don't play third person a lot, but sometimes I do, so I just keep that at 110. It just gives me the biggest field of view because I'm not going to be scoping in a lot. But yeah, I just run that 110. Interface scaling, if you're on 1440, I don't know if it'll allow you with any of the other settings, but my monitor, I have interface scaling. I just run that at 115 on 1440. Default's 125, so you can just keep that how you want. But for graphics, that's how it is. Sound, personal preference, you can copy these if you want to. I do have my setup in the description, but other than that, these are all personal preference. Controls, my keybinds. I feel like the only settings I have changed are auto run. I have that set to V. Crouch I have set to Z, and lie down I have J. I don't really lie down and get up a lot. I have that set to J, as well as auto run. It's changed, so I have the voice chat toggle set to C. Default's going to be F6. I don't know the defaults for all these, but if you want to copy these settings, I'll just go through them really quickly. Feel free to pause. It's nothing too crazy, but this is how I run it. Sensitivity, it's going to be personal preference. I have a really light mouse, so these are going to be really low. I have a 40-gram mouse. I have it in the description. It's really nice. I run 80 on first person, 80 on third person, and 90 while aiming. I have aiming on hold and invert y-axis on off. And yeah, that's just about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if these settings helped. These are just my personal settings, and yeah, peace out.